When it comes to business selling, there are other issues to contend with that you don't have when you're dealing with a consumer. Some people feel that business to business selling is very much like selling to a consumer. And in some ways, you are dealing with an individual and you're dealing with their own preferences, their own tastes, and their own emotions. But dealing with a business to business client and trying to persuade them to buy a product or to expand what they're doing with you is far more complicated, because you have this person who sits within an organization, and that changes the dynamic significantly. There are really three issues that I see that if you're selling business to business, you have to be aware of. And these are issues that are not often discussed, but they are issues that will impact you if you're trying to make your way into an organization and sell them a product or service. The first issue is competition. If you're selling into a business, you're selling into an organization who is being pitched by many others. So you're not selling into an environment where the person has not been pitched before or is pitched infrequently. You're probably selling into an environment where that person is receiving overtures all the time. Not only that, they are probably abreast of the various players in the market and their various choices. So you're not dealing with an environment where you are generally completely controlling the flow of information, the perception of the product, and how you are even perceived coming in. There are a lot of things that happen competitively. For example, you might be dealing with an organization who is accustomed to a certain way your competitor sells or services. Or you might be dealing with an organization where your contact has a relationship with a competitor and they're interested in bringing that person in, or they're used to what that person offers, or they might be able to get some favorable terms as a result of dealing with that competitor. So that's a factor that your client is not going to tell you up front. They're in effect going to get as much information as they can in their interaction with you, and then you're going to learn that they went with a competitor. You might even find that a person is just gathering information. So they're inquiring with your company, or they're listening to what you have to say, they're looking at your proposal. They might even be sharing that proposal with someone else. So competitive issues are a big factor that you have to consider in the process. The second thing is politics. Now, politics is a big factor when you're selling business to business, because you're typically selling to a person who's thinking about how a purchase might be perceived internally. How will they be perceived if they decide to move in your favor? How will they be perceived if they say yes to your proposal? How will they be perceived if they even like your proposal? Very often a person inside of a business will not even give you a straight answer about how they feel about what you've proposed, because they want to take a read on the organization. And they might be reluctant to tell you honestly how they feel until they can see how their boss feels, or their boss's boss feels, or how the committee feels, or someone who is a rising star in the organization feels, or someone with whom they are building a mentor relationship, or someone who knows more detail than they do about the task at hand. So you're dealing with not only competitors externally, but you're dealing with competitors internally. And so that's another factor. The third issue is what I would call the signal to noise ratio. And if you are involved in science or engineering or know anything about that, you've got, the pure signal that's coming through, and then you've got interference. And you just don't know how much noise you're dealing with when you're dealing with a business. So what I mean there is, you're having a conversation and you don't know whether they're being straight with you. You don't know whether they have the budget to move forward. You don't know whether there's some competitive message going on internally that's going to prevent them from doing business with you. You don't know if there's a negative circulating about your organization. You don't know if they've just decided they're not going to do business with you. I've been in situations where the company has just decided, we'll listen, but we're not going to do business with them. So there are all kinds of things going on, and you don't know whether you're getting a pure signal or whether you're just dealing with a lot of noise, something that's designed to complicate and interfere with the process. So when you're selling business to business, these are some of the factors you have to be aware of. It isn't just your product, it isn't just your pitch, it isn't just your price, it isn't just timing. There's a whole host of other factors that might be involved. And what you have to develop is some sensitivity to this and to be able to sniff this out when something is happening. After many years of selling business to business, I can sense when something is going on. I can sense when something is happening. I can read between the lines, and I can have a good sense of what's happening even before the client reveals it. So these are some of the dynamics associated with business-to-business selling. I want you to look at your prospect or look at your client, and I want you to assess what's really going on here. What should I be doing in terms of dealing with these competitive issues, dealing with internal politics, and managing the signal-to-noise ratio? It isn't until you start to look at this array of factors that could be impacting your progress with the sale that you'll be able to then zero in and fix what is required and then address those things more strategically and sell more effectively. If you like this tip, give me a thumbs up, let me know. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you know someone who would benefit from this tip, please share this information with them. Hopefully there's someone who will value it, someone who will put it to work, and I will see you next time.